The mindset of a top-level goalkeeper is unique. As Iker Casillas once said, "Most kids dream of scoring the perfect goal. I always dreamt of stopping it." And here are two goalkeeping legends who can attest to that feeling. Peter Schmeichel, Manuel Neuer. These are two goalkeepers who have made saves no one thought was possible. They have played at the top level and always show up for the big occasion. They have become icons by showcasing their agility and their will to win. They have faced down some of the greatest players in history and never looked out of place. They are both unbelievable goalkeepers. But we're here to ask the question, if you can only put one in your team, who are you going to take? Let's find out. This is Football Fights. Let's go! Peter Schmeichel versus Manuel Neuer here on Football Fights on the Bosman Viewing. We're going to talk about each player's career in detail to find out who you take on your team. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and let's kick off with the Great Dane, Peter Schmeichel. Schmeichel started out his career in the lower levels of Danish football, trying to get noticed and make a name for himself, while still working a full-time job to try and make ends meet. But it was around this time that he got his first break in football and he was snapped up by Danish giants Brøndby. Schmeichel adapted to the higher level immediately, helping the club win the Danish league in his first year. He'd go on to have a very successful time at the club, winning 4 championships in 5 seasons, before getting signed by one of Europe's biggest teams, Manchester United. Just like he had before, he adapted to his new surroundings instantly and took the number 1 spot at United no problem. He had success in his first season at Old Trafford. They did finish runners-up in the league, however they were able to win the League Cup for the first time in their history. From this point on in his Manchester United career, things just got better and better and he never looked back. The following season, Schmeichel recorded 22 clean sheets, and thanks to the impressive level of saves that he was showcasing on a regular basis, he was voted the world's best goalkeeper. He was also a major reason behind United winning their first Premier League title, the first time they'd won the top prize in England in 26 years. Success would continue over the next few years, and even with a few fallouts around the club at this time, it didn't prevent him from staying focused and showing the desire needed to win. More titles and more domestic trophies were being won, and he was a major reason behind United's success at this time in winning those trophies. Throughout the 90s, Schmeichel would hold on to the number 1 spot at United. Even with injuries and time catching up on him, there was never any doubt that he was still the best at the club, and possibly in world football at this point. Even while still playing for United, he was seen as a club legend, thanks to his commitment to the cause and leadership qualities in and around the squad. Schmeichel was playing at such a high level at this point in his career, even rival players would have to admit defeat at times and show respect when playing against him. Schmeichel would end his Manchester United career on the highest note possible. A few people at the time were questioning his age and ability if he could still perform at the top level, and he showed everyone just how good he is. Keeping a starting place across 3 competitions, he was able to win the FA Cup, the Premier League and also the Champions League, completing the historic treble. In that famous Champions League final, Schmeichel captained the team to victory in the absence of Roy Keane, and he even played a vital role in United's equaliser during that game. His celebrations would go on to become folklore in United's history, and it became the perfect send-off for the player and legend of Manchester United, who ended up leaving the club at the end of that season. Schmeichel opted to leave English football and sign for Sporting Lisbon in Portugal. His reasoning for this move was he felt he couldn't maintain his high standards at United if he stayed there any longer. He had success with Sporting Lisbon, winning the club's first domestic trophy in over 18 years, but his time in Portugal would be short-lived, and after 2 years he'd be back in English football after signing for Aston Villa. He was brought in due to his experience to help a relatively young squad and would take on the responsibility of being club captain. He would create Premier League history with Villa, becoming the first goalkeeper to score a goal, however he'd not stay with the club beyond that first year. After deciding to leave Villa, he would go on to make a shock move in signing for Manchester City on a free transfer. This move would go on to upset a number of Manchester United players and fans at the time, but he would go on to perform well for the club for 1 season before drawing an end to his club career. Now that we've talked about Schmeichel, let's switch focus and talk about his rival in the video, the sweeper keeper, Manuel Neuer. Neuer began his football career as a youth player with Schalke. He progressed through every age group at the club, which is known for producing top homegrown talent. He made his first team debut for the club at 20 years old and was being widely tipped to become a future great for club and country. Neuer then went on to establish himself as the #1 goalkeeper for Schalke, and despite his young age, quickly proved himself to be a top-level goalkeeper. One game in particular against Porto in the Champions League, Neuer almost single-handedly kept Schalke in the game, and for these heroics, he was shortlisted for the UEFA Club Goalkeeper of the Year. The success he had at this young age did not slow down, as he went on to become club captain for Schalke. During this time, he helped his side reach their first Champions League semi-final, and it was at this point a number of top teams in Europe were starting to take notice. As much as Neuer loved the club, eventually he decided to move on, and he opted to sign for Schalke's Bundesliga rivals, Bayern Munich. Upon signing for Bayern, he was met with some hostilities from a few Bayern Munich fans, who were unhappy about the signing of a Schalke goalkeeper. However, thanks to Neuer's strong mindset and more importantly, fantastic goalkeeping ability, he quickly won over the fans and was accepted as the new Bayern #1. He quickly became a hero early on for his new club, as in that season's Champions League semi-final against Real Madrid, Neuer saved a penalty kick from both Ronaldo and Kaká to help Bayern reach the final. This was a massive occasion for the player, as the Champions League final for that year was held in Bayern Stadium, the Allianz Arena. Even though Neuer had a really great game in that final, where he went on to save a penalty and also surprise everyone by stepping up and scoring his own, it wasn't meant to be. Bayern ended up losing that final to Chelsea on home ground. The following season, however, would quickly turn things around, as with Neuer's help, Bayern were able to reach another Champions League final, this time against German rivals Dortmund, and they were victorious on this occasion. And from this point on, things kept getting better and better, as after that they won the UEFA Super Cup and also the FIFA Club World Cup. During this time, Neuer was voted as the German Footballer of the Year, best goalkeeper in the world, and was also nominated for the Ballon d'Or, finishing in 3rd place. Upon the retirement of club legend Philipp Lahm, Neuer would become Bayern Munich's new captain and leader. Now firmly seen as one of the best goalkeepers in the world, he committed his future to the club by signing a new long-term contract. And as club captain, the success has not stopped, adding another Champions League trophy to his collection, along with a host of domestic trophies and European titles. He has seemingly been able to take his game and his clubs to another level. At this point in his career, there doesn't seem to be any slowing down or lack of desire for Manuel Neuer. Now that we've talked about both players' club careers, let's check out things on the international front. Peter Schmeichel played for Denmark from 1987 to 2001 and earned 126 caps for his country, becoming Denmark's most capped player. His greatest success for his country came in 1992, when Denmark surprised the world by winning Euro 92. Replacing Yugoslavia to compete in the tournament and missing star player Michael Laudrup, Denmark were rank outsiders to win Euro 92. But thanks to smart tactical decisions and a string of important saves and performances from Peter Schmeichel, Denmark went on to become champions. He would go on to play for his country in subsequent European Championships and World Cups, but they were never able to repeat that success, and Schmeichel would retire from international football as a Danish legend. Neuer played for Germany through all the youth levels and was fast-tracked to the national senior squad at a young age. He quickly established himself as the #1 for his country after putting in big performances at major tournaments. His crowning moment for the national team was at the 2014 World Cup, where thanks to his commanding presence and ability, helped Germany win the World Cup. He made such a big impact at this tournament thanks to his performances, he would go on to win the Golden Glove and be voted as the World Cup's best goalkeeper. He would continue to be a top performer for his country, and prior to the 2018 World Cup, he was then announced as Germany's new captain. This World Cup would end up becoming one to forget for Neuer and Germany, However, still playing at the highest level on a consistent basis, many see more success on the horizon for Neuer on the international front. Now let's take a second and see what their fellow pros have to say about them. He had everything, and he wanted to win every time. Michael Laudrup. Goalkeepers win you games, and Peter Schmeichel won more games than any other goalkeeper I've ever seen. Ryan Giggs. I don't believe a better goalkeeper played the game. He is a giant figure in the history of Manchester United. Sir Alex Ferguson. That is some high praise for Schmeichel. Let's see what they have to say about Neuer. I think Neuer has changed the game of goalkeeping forever. Oliver Kahn. Neuer is one of the best goalkeepers in football history. Pep Guardiola. Manuel Neuer is an extraordinary goalkeeper. Johan Cruyff. More impressive quotes from more impressive people. So now we know what the pros think, let's break down each player's style of play and see how they match up. When looking to describe Peter Schmeichel, one word that could be used is intimidation. He would strike fear into opposition players and often at times his own teammates. But beyond the aggression, his agility and shot-stopping ability was truly world class. He was known for his excellent reflexes and his unique style saves that would have him labelled as the complete goalkeeper. In terms of being a top level goalkeeper, there wasn't much that Peter Schmeichel couldn't do. This has led Schmeichel to take on an iconic status in the history of footballing goalkeepers. As for Manuel Neuer, his mentality and leadership skills to stay at the top level is something that sets him apart, gaining the respect of players around him with his composure and consistency. Along with having excellent reflexes, he has been credited with creating the role of a sweeper keeper and revolutionising the goalkeeper role in modern football. Thanks to his ability of being able to play with the ball at his feet, he will routinely leave his area to intercept the ball or help his team retain possession when needed, almost playing the role of a sweeper. Thanks to Neuer, more is expected and demanded of modern goalkeepers. Okay, so now we've looked at each player in detail, let's look at their stats. Peter Schmeichel, he made 512 club appearances, got 126 international caps, kept a total of 210 clean sheets and won 21 major trophies. Manuel Neuer so far has made 624 club appearances, has 96 international caps, has kept 288 clean sheets and has won 26 major trophies. Now it's time for the most difficult part. You can only put one in your team, so who do you take? Peter Schmeichel or Manuel Neuer? For me, I want a keeper that can not only make a difference in a game, but also a difference to the squad, who will give confidence to the players in front of them and make opposition players not want to face them. So for me, there could only be one winner. It is the irreplaceable Peter Schmeichel. It was a tough choice, but for me, Schmeichel takes it. The way he could command the area, his shot-stopping ability and reflexes, coupled with his will to win, the Great Dane takes it. So today's winner of football fights is Peter Schmeichel. Do you agree with this choice, or do you think Neuer should have won? Let us know in the comment section below. As always, this is the Bosman Viewing, so if you enjoyed the video, if you could thumbs it up, that'd be great. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you on the next one.